Here's the hood strut kit. So you get 2 of these in a bag, and then with a little bag that comes with the bolts. These bolts, there's 2 different types, and each one has their own washer that only fits on one of the bolts because they're different sizes. And there's kind of like a bolt with a pointed screw on it, and then another one here that's flat. So this pointed one goes into the fender. There's a 10mm bolt that you want, nut that you want to take out there, and you replace it with this one in the fender. And then this one goes into a 13mm bolt that is on the hood. So this one goes in horizontally, and this one goes straight in vertically. And then you just attach the strut to this hole. There's a little clip on here, and the other side, you know, once you get these in. So I'm gonna go into the car and show you where these are located, and then we'll attach these struts. Okay, I'm under the hood now, and I got my tools in my part here. So here's the 2 screws I'm gonna use, a 10mm and a 13mm socket and the strut. So I'm gonna take this bolt out here, kind of by the strut tower on the car, 10mm, and then this one up here that holds the hinge on, it's a 13mm. I'm gonna replace it with this spiky one on the bottom, and the flat screw is gonna go right there. Then I'll put the strut on. So first, let's get these bolts off. 10mm, 13mm. 10mm socket. So we'll replace it with this spiky one here. Got the old one out. Put this new one in. Then we'll use this 10mm to tighten it down. Not too tight though, you don't want to strip it. Okay, now we'll put this 13mm socket on. Take off this. Okay, so we got these old bolts out. We could throw them away or save them if we ever want to take this strut off. Maybe move it to another car. We might want to replace these bolts, so we might save these. Then we'll take the strut tower bolt, put it in here. This one is a 10mm also. So first I'll kind of hand feed it in as much as it'll go. And we'll use the socket here, 10mm socket, to tighten it down so it's nice and snug. Okay, so that's it for those mounting bolts. Now let's focus on the strut. So the big side strut's going to go on the bottom here, and then the other side's going on the top. This kind of rotates. Sometimes you could grab it with vice grips and like twist it if you need to line these up to where they go into these holes. And there's a clip on each side here, so you kind of clip this out. I like the design of these clips. You like clip it out. You can even do it with your fingers. It rotates there, and then you can slide this pin straight down and then put it over the hole, and then slide the pin in there, wrap it around, and clip it back in. It's pretty cool. I like these clips. So first I'm going to try and line this up, and I'll grab my vice grips and twist this so that they go into the holes just right. Then I'll clip it down. Do the same thing to the other side. Sometimes these struts aren't lined up right, so what I do is I just line one side up, and then I look up here at the other side and see how much I need to rotate it to be able to get this hole to stick in there. And it looks like it's about 90 degrees clockwise off, So what I do is I grab the vice grips and then I'll twist this 90 degrees so that the hole here lines up, and then the hole down here, see, which is 90 degrees off, lines up. So I'm going to grab these vice grips right there and rotate this. I'll twist this. Let's see if that did it. So now when I line this up, see, it's a little bit more spot on there. On the bottom it lines up. Up here at the top it lines up. So now I'm going to unclip these and kind of fit it in here. I'll start with the bottom first. So I'll unclip this, seat it into the hole here, and then feed the clip through. So the bottom is secure. Now I'm going to unclip this, lower the hood down a little bit, seat it in there, and then clip it down. So I'm going to have to let the hood down. Kind of hold this up with my head. Unclip this. Now we'll seat this in here. There we go. And this clip through. Just like that. Okay, so we do the 10mm bolt, 13mm bolt. Got that. See, this hood is being held up by one strut right now anyway. These things are pretty strong. So 13mm bolt, there's the two. Now we'll get the spiky one that we got in the kit, put it in down here. These are 10mm to tighten down. And the larger one with the flat end, we'll screw that in up here. And put a 10mm socket back on and tighten these down a little bit. Not too tight, just tight enough, nice and snug. There we go. Okay, and now we'll use our vice grips here to kind of line up the holes to these ball ends. So this end goes here. This one is going to have to go about 180 degrees, it looks like. So I'm going to grab this and rotate it 180 degrees. So we'll do this. And let's see how this lines up now. On the bottom, looks like about 15 degrees off. So I'll back it up a little bit. I over rotated just a little bit. You don't need vice grips either. You could use pliers, I suppose. Okay, so that looks about right. So now I'm going to unclip this, pull this pin out, seat this socket into the ball, and then feed the pin back through and clip it up. Oh, put it on backwards. Let's see here. Okay, so that one's on. I'm going to take this clip off, pull it down, feed this socket on, clip it back up. So that's it. It's about a 5-minute mod there. So we'll pull this out. We don't need it anymore. Take this grommet out if we want. We'll probably use a screwdriver and pop that out. And take this off too, this little clip, because we don't need that anymore either. See, it's held on the bottom. It's probably just clipped in there, so I'll use some pliers and yank that off. and then we'll be done.